It was the year 2005. A young boy called Thomas was about to begin a journey. A long journey, a hard journey, but also a journey that would change his life forever. It all started when I was around 16 years old. In school, I was supposed to decide between two classes: biology, something, and computer science. They told us that in the computer science class, we will learn how to code. And since I was always good with computers, yes, why not? I was under the impression that we will learn how to write fancy applications, set up our own servers, and maybe hack into other systems. But the reality was different. First, I learned about Boolean expressions and why true and true is true. That really got me excited. Not. The next thing I learned was how to draw circles and squares and triangles and more circles, squares and triangles. And then finally something cool. We built a calculator, but then we built another one and another one and another one. I think it's unnecessary to tell that my grades were, let's just say, not that great. But the worst part is I completely lost interest, and only after 1 year of coding, I decided to quit programming. So thanks, school. Later at the university, I was majoring in physics. We all had to take the course called computational physics. I learned the very basics of C and how to solve complex problems with code. And I have to say, I was hooked. First writing down a couple of hundred lines, then executing a file, waiting for a couple of seconds, and then seeing the result of a complex calculation. It felt pretty awesome, and that was actually the moment where I realized something very important. Wait a minute. You are telling me that I can let my computer work for me? Awesome! I want to learn more. So I went on and took a C++ course, which was super bad. I even quit halfway through. And even worse, once again I quit programming. I thought maybe it's just not for me. The next step of my journey was roughly half a year later. I was looking for a thesis for my bachelor's degree, and one PhD student offered me a really nice problem to work on. The project was really cool, but I was supposed to code. So I thought, okay, let's give it one more try. While writing my first real project, funny enough, it basically was a large calculator, so writing all these calculators in school finally paid off. Anyhow, while writing my thesis, I realized something very important. I want to code for a living. So while sitting in the office writing line after line on my very first project, that was the point where I decided I want to become a software developer. I was back on track, and after finishing my bachelor's degree, I still spent some of my free time learning to code and improved my skills. Now fast forward a year into the future. At the beginning of my master thesis, a friend called and asked, "Hey dude, what you doing next week? Wanna come over?" He and 4 other people just founded a company, and what I thought was just a simple visit turned out to be a job interview. So they asked me if I was willing to work for them. Even though I had basically zero real-world experience and most of my knowledge about programming came from books, they still offered me a job. And not just any job, my dream job. A few weeks later, I quit university and I was proud to call myself Junior Software Developer. And that, my kids, is how programmers are born. But now, what can you learn from my journey? First, you don't have to start at a very young age. Even though I learned how to draw circles in school, I would still say that I learned real coding in my early 20s, most of it in my free time, and I still managed to land my dream job in roughly 2 years. Second, if you try out a language and you find that it's not for you, pick another one and start over. There is no best language that everybody loves. Find yours and you will be much more successful while learning. Third, always keep on grinding. I started to learn C at the university, but I still think that there's a difference between 500 lines of code that do some calculations and a real-world project with persistent data, a user interface, and code that you have to understand 3 months from now. But the good thing is that you can learn all these things from books, YouTube channels like mine, and of course, writing side projects. And lastly, don't give up. I know that it's hard, and I had a lot of ups and downs during my journey. It took me quite some time to figure out what I'm good at and what I like and what I don't like. But still, I powered through and in the end, landed my dream job. So how about you? Where did you learn to code? School? University? Self-taught? Please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed watching this one, please share some love by hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ring the bell. And until next time, keep on coding!